Hi there, all you cool cats and kittens. Today's video lesson is a brief recap on theme, which we've covered pretty extensively over the last few units together. In Long Way Down, we looked at the cycle of revenge and how that can be harmful to a person and their family and their community. In Of Mice and Men, we looked at friendship, the effects of loneliness, power, and how that contributes to the American dream. In Fences, we continued to explore the American dream within the context of a family, and then we also interpreted um, themes of what people do to protect or push others away. Like what Rose did, she was all about that fence in order to keep her family inside, but then Troy would never build the fence because he was always kind of trying to break out of that mold. We left off with Corey attending his father Troy's funeral, which represents this new hope that Corey is not going to repeat the same mistakes that his father made. And I think that Esperanza, the protagonist of The House on Mango Street, has a lot in common with Corey, and that's her independence. Like Corey, she's at this point of her life where she's trying to figure out who she is apart from her family, her friends, her neighbors, and her community. And ironically, kind of like Corey, over the series of vignettes, she's going to come to realize how the people and the places in her life, even though they're often annoying and frustrating, are an important part of her identity and who she is. So these ideas of home and identity are the two major themes or the messages in this novel that the author wishes to impart to us. So, in your written response to today's reading, you're going to choose a vignette from pages 6 to 25, and then at least one strong paragraph with complete sentences, because that's what Carol Baskin would do. I want you to share your feelings on that vignette and relate it to something that happened either to you or someone that you know. You also need to identify the theme. And I'm going to ask you for some textual evidence. So go ahead and keep an eye out for that as you're reading today. For example, when I read the description of Esperanza's mother's hair here on pages 6 and 7, starting with this paragraph, I come to realize that even though the vignette is titled Hairs, and Esperanza starts off by describing, her papa's hair, her hair, Carlos, Nene, Kiki, all that, she spends most of her time focusing on the way that her mother's hair brings her these feelings of safety and warmth. Um, and I don't know if Esperanza realizes it yet at this point because she frequently complains about her family members, as you realize after reading up to page 25. But that warmth and that safety from her mother's hair is part of what makes her house feel like a home. And even as an adult reading this in my current home, which is a lot nicer than a lot of the places I grew up in as a kid and a teenager, I still find myself wishing that I could just hold my mother and smell her hair, um, and get that feeling of peace and calm, especially in times like these. So don't use my example when you do yours today. There are plenty of other vignettes to choose from and themes within them. These are pretty short, so you have a lot to choose from. To set up your response, you're going to go to that same vignettes page that you started working on yesterday. Remember, we titled the first one Home, and you should have yours written by this point. So your title is going to be the title of the vignette you choose to respond to. So mine is Hairs. And then you're just writing your response beneath. Okay, nice strong paragraph with textual evidence, and then my citation with my author's last name and page number. Okay. And you definitely should have shared this document with me before. If you haven't done it, do it now. Click the blue share button. So if you need any assistance with today's activity or you just have a comment or a question, feel free to reach out through the Zoom video conference link between 11 and 12 or 1 and 2. Otherwise, stay cool out there.